This quite possibly is the smallest RC that I have had on the channel. Let alone probably the smallest RC that I've probably ever drove. This car, granted, it does say ages 8+, but look at the size of this box, man. Look at the size of this box. This is the 8600 four-wheel drive E from DRC. So let's check it out. So this is quite possibly, and I have to say it this way, because I actually don't know. I can't remember. This is the smallest RC that I think I have ever had on the channel. It is even smaller. It is even smaller than this truck, which I think this is called the HBX Rampage. I think this is what that is called. And it is even smaller than this truck. Look at the size. Look at the size of this truck compared to the box. Massive, massive difference. So let's check this thing out. My daughter, again, she already opened this one. So I did get a look at how small it was. But look at how tiny, look how small this truck is, man. There's a manual in the box. So this is the product manual for the RC Power four-wheel drive off-road truck 2.4 gigahertz radio system. Item number 8600E. Typical information that they give. This is a very small manual, and it does have parts. So that's a big thing right there, the fact that this has parts. Now, the funny thing is see that motor right there? See that motor right there? That motor kind of reminds me of a motor to something that's already coming up. But you can pretty much get what you need. It's got the complete gear, the chassis, gearbox, steering carriers, uprights, suspension arms. Just it looks like it basically has everything that you need. It does have ball bearings, at least it's showing that it has ball bearings that you can buy. And obviously the tire and wheel combinations with all the screws, the center drive shaft, everything that you're going to need, shocks. So yeah, I have to sit down for this truck. So this right here, this is what they're calling their Sandyland, which is kind of a funny sounding little name. When you look at the size of this truck, man, this thing is so tiny. I mean, look at this thing. Independent front and rear suspension. Check that out. Look at that. Independent front and rear. That's pretty cool. It actually looks like it has lights. So this thing has lights. Look at that. It's got a little LED right there. It's got some small body clips. Look at how small this little truck is. And to give you, like I said, that size comparison, here's a size comparison. I believe this is a 1/18th scale HBX Rampage, and this is the 1/20th scale DRC 8600. I don't really like the Sandyland. It's kind of funny. They do have the coloring, so we've got a kind of like a red, black, blue, silver, and a little bit of white in the mix, or a pearl. So it does kind of have a racy look to it, or a sporty look to it. Break out these little body pins. Check out and see what's inside of here. See what powers this little guy here. Look at how packed this thing is, man. Battery tray basically takes up the whole side of the truck. Look at, it's got bracing. So this has metal bracing from the front differential to the rear differential, or at least chassis brace. It's got a real micro servo in there. Look at that. Look at the wiring. Wiring is a little bit bound up right here, but I suppose that's to protect things. So it's going to have, obviously, look at how small this thing is. Look at the little arms, man. Looks like the wires kind of come out a little bit on the side, but I think they're protected. There is a plug back here. This is the plug that is obviously used for that little tiny ESC. It does have a little on-off switch right here. ESC kind of seems a little loose. So that is a combo ESC receiver type deal. It does have a aluminum heatsink for that square style long can motor. Look at that. That's a pretty long canned motor right there. I am really, and that is a servo saver. Does have a servo saver on it. You can see the little V split. So I really am interested in looking at this little thing, man. Look how small it is, man. All right, so inside this box is obviously going to be the remote. I have no idea what we're looking at here. So inside of here, like I said, this is the smallest RC I've ever had. This thing is tiny. You've got a little remote. Oh, so that's what that remote is. So this remote is the same exact remote that is to another car that I've got, which is a DRC, obviously. Got an on-off switch. It at least has an indicator light to let you know. It does have a speed switch, and it does have steering trim All plastic wheel, fairly ergonomic design. Might be big for a small hand, I'm not sure. So I have to get my daughter's hands on this thing. Takes 2 AA batteries, so we'll go ahead and get some batteries in there. We'll steal the batteries out of that thing. So this is a good point right here. So the other remote, this remote, what I didn't like about this style of remote was the fact that it really didn't tell you, other than if you looked on this printing. It all looks the same. There is a positive symbol and a negative symbol on there. It's the only reason why I didn't particularly care for this remote. But at least this remote is showing you with a picture how the battery should look, and it definitely helps. So you've got positive and negative. So as long as you're lined up, you should be good to go. Slide that cover right into place. Turn that on. You can see we've got a red light searching for the model. Inside of this little bag, you've got a little battery, little DRC pack. And it does have a specialized charging connector. So you can see it's a 3.7 volt, 14500 battery, 1000 milliamp. It does come with 2 of those. So 2 of the same batteries. I believe I should be able to check power here. Let's check and see if I can. Maybe. Oh, there we go. So coming in at 68% charge, 71% charge. So I'm going to go ahead and get these on a charger right away. The charger is located in this bag, so let's just buzz that open real quick. I need my knife. All right, so inside this bag, what do we got here? So it's got something inside of here. Okay, so it looks like it gives you extra body clips, extra screws, which it looks like shock screws. And these are probably wheel screws, because I do see that it does have screws that go in through the wheels. So these are probably wheel screws. So 4 body pins, 2 wheel screws. Looks like it does give you a hinge pin screw. And I think those are shock screws. And there's no other components in there. They do give you 1 little body tower. They give you a little body tower, a Phillips screwdriver, a little cleaning brush, and obviously the proprietary USB charger. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in and get this battery pack charged up. Just had it charging for a couple of minutes. Just want to check and see what we're coming at here with voltage. Coming in at 71%. So it's just gonna take too long to go ahead and charge. I think that's probably gonna be the only negative that you may come across, is because of this type of specific battery, is the long charge time that it may take to charge it. So very basic. Just want to make sure you keep the wire away from there. I'm not sure if I really like how the wiring goes, but in such a small platform, sometimes you don't have a choice. So go ahead and switch this remote on. See, it's searching for the model. There's a switch on the side here. Turn that on. Connects right up. Yeah, so this is definitely going to be good for indoors. So steering trim is a little off. Looks like it buzzes around a little bit. Go ahead and put these little micro body pins in. It's amazed that the hole for the body pin is almost the size of the whole mount, which is probably why they give you an extra body riser or body clip retainer thing. So, all right, let's take this thing for a little quick rip. So I actually do have oh my god, those lights are bright. I do have a GoPro actually on this thing. is a speed setting on it too. I wonder if my speed setting is down. So, it's funny, it's still blinking. Speed setting is actually all the way up. Alright, so that is max speed. Alright, let's do some rear shots here. Oh no. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this in a different thing. And I'll put some water on the tile floor. This truck is so small, you can barely see it. The verse is very anemic. Let's put some water on the floor. Let's get a little bit of water. Only a little. Just a little bit. And full trigger. That's weird. Full trigger. Look at that. I don't know why it does that. Full trigger. That's kind of weird. Yeah, it's still full trigger. So anyway, I think I've had enough with this little car. It's exactly that. It's a little car. It has kind of nothing for reverse. Again, it is the smallest RC that I've had on the channel, and in just my personal opinion, choose something else. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not telling you guys what to do.